Hello and welcome to another movie review here, and today we're going to be reviewing Avengers Infinity War. I saw it Friday and I waited until today to make and release this movie or this video because it's kind of a big deal, and so it's going to be a spoiler review, so definitely consider yourselves warned on all things spoilers for this movie and maybe something in the previous Marvel movies. But if you're really concerned about anything spoilers, and you haven't seen the movie by some chance, go ahead, watch this movie later, put it in your watch later list, go see it, and then come back and we shall spoil it. So, be warned, spoilers will be very abundant in this review. Before I get into the review, though, I have to say don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the review and want to see more like it in the future. We have also, don't forget to tell me your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or we have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/ccinemareviews page, and we're also on Twitter at ccinemareviews. Those links will be in the description, so definitely tell me your thoughts on the movie and anything that I might have missed in my review. So, with that being said, let's get into the review. So, Infinity War. This has been the culmination of 10 years of, for the most part, really, really well done superhero movies. This is obviously directed by the Russo brothers, produced by, Kevin Feige, our Lord and Savior. And it was written by Chris Marcus and Stephen McFeely, which do a really, really good job considering all the characters that they had to put in here. They did an amazing job not only writing each and every character the way that they were portrayed in their own respective movies, but also writing the comedy. And that's something, it's a Marvel movie, so you're gonna have comedy in the movie. That's just one of their staples. So it was kind of awesome to see these guys write like the Guardians of the Galaxy interacting with Thor, whereas yes, they may have done Thor, or they may have written Thor in the past, but Guardians of the Galaxy, both of them were written by James Gunn, so it was very cool to see these two guys write those characters and write their comedy, and make it seem like, or very much emulate what James Gunn did, and I never felt like those characters were any different than they were in their own movies, and that's something that, I applaud them for. The biggest thing is it good? And in my opinion, it's a huge yes for that question. And in my opinion, the reason is because they focus on Thanos, and Josh Brolin as Thanos is the main character of this movie, and I think that was the best possible thing you could have done, because yes, you can make an ensemble movie, but there always has to be kind of the main character, the leader in just kind of like the Harley Quinn and Deadshot in Suicide Squad. I'm not, or like Batman and Justice League. So you gotta focus on that one character in such a big movie, and they focused on, in my opinion, the right one. With Josh Brolin does an amazing job with Thanos, and giving him a different motive, and that's something that I was very surprised with and very pleased with when I saw the movie, was that they gave him a different motive than he does have in the comics. In the comics, if you know, then bear with me a little bit, but in the comics, the reason that he wants the Infinity Gauntlet and wants to kill half the people in the universe is because he loves the embodiment of death, and there's an actual woman that is in the embodiment of death in the comics, and I like that they changed his motive to be more, I guess, less cheesy. When you think about it, he loves death, so he wants to kill. Why doesn't he just kill himself? That's what I thought of when I read that comic, and I was like, why didn't he just kill himself and then unite with death? But the movie makes it less cheesy because he has the different motive, and his motive is that he doesn't want to, but he kills, and that's his end game. And it does happen. He snaps his finger, he kills half the people in the universe, but the reason behind it is because he understands and he believes that these people, the people in the universe, they are using up the resources. They are using up all of the things that they need to survive, the resources, their planet's resources. And so he wants to kill half the people so that the other half can thrive and survive. And it is shown by what he does to Gamora's people, where in the flashback, he goes to Gamora's planet. He separates half the people. It's all random, and that's something else that's really awesome. It's not like he's choosing the best of people. No, he's just like split them up at random. Half the people live, half the people die. So, which is why some of the Avengers live, some of the Avengers die. It's not like he's playing favorites. Yes, he did leave some of the more powerful ones alive, which maybe not have been the smartest idea by him. But I don't think he specifically chose which ones to kill. Anyway, on Gamora in the flashback, he just separates half of them, boom, kills half of them, leaves the other half alive. And when he talks to Gamora about that later on in the movie, he's like, look, your people were starving. They were dying because there was too many of you. You were using up the resources and you couldn't sustain yourselves. And so he said after he killed half their people, or her people, that it was a paradise after that they all went to bed with full bellies, that they didn't have to fight over land because there was half of them. So effectively their land doubled. And so it just made it a good motive for Thanos to his reasoning behind him wanting to kill half the universe was actually one that I could get behind, was one that I could understand him wanting to do this. He wasn't just the mustache twirling villain that's evil just to be evil. He was evil because in the movie he says sometimes the most difficult decisions takes the strongest of wills, and that is true. That is true. It's like when America dropped the 2 bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's like that takes a heavy toll on you, and sometimes they're not going to give that decision to just anyone. It has to be the higher ups who can live with that decision, and that's something that's really awesome because we see what he has to do to get all the Infinity Stones, in particular the Soul Stone. We see that he had to give up Gamora, the one thing he actually loved in the universe. He throws her off that cliff and she dies, and that's how he gets the Soul Stone. That's one thing that didn't quite work for me. I feel like Thanos shedding a tear was a little bit okay. I mean, I get it, but it didn't exactly work for me. I feel like you could show profound sadness without shedding tears, but that's just my opinion. But we see the toll that this takes on him, and not only the toll that destroying, killing half the universe and having that blood on your hands takes on Thanos, and having the blood of his daughters, his favorite daughter, the only one he loved, that blood on his hands really affected him emotionally. But we also see the toll it takes on the Infinity Gauntlet when he does snap his fingers. After that, when Thor is talking to him and he looks at the gauntlet, and you see that the gauntlet, even though it is this crazy thing made by the dwarf, I forget his name, but played by Peter Dinklage, which was really cool to see. But the gauntlet is like messed up. It's like it's been deteriorated because maybe that is a massive amount of power being used by Thanos, and so maybe that messed up the gauntlet, and that could be a thing that helps the Avengers win in the end of the next one. But it was just the toll that it takes, not only on Thanos' mind of him killing his favorite daughter, but it takes a toll on the Infinity Gauntlet as well, and it also takes a toll on the people. Like, it was honestly the best and the most emotionally vibrant or sound death that happened to this movie was not Vision, which to me that was pretty awesome. I loved him just tearing Vision's the Mind Stone out of Vision, and then it was like Vision just died, and it was so awesome to see him turn back time and do that. It was just amazing. But the best one, in my opinion, was Spider-Man, when Peter Parker dies, and just the acting that Tom Holland does and the acting that Tony Stark does alongside that was just so very emotional to me, and it was really awesome to it wasn't really awesome because Peter died, but it was like such a great scene, and such a scene that shows not only the toll, the toll that it took on Tony, seeing that this young kid that he brought into this life, and seeing that blood is now on Tony's hand. It was such an amazing film. I think that showing us Thanos in a different light than in the comics, but yet still evil, it made him more relatable, not so much human. It just made him more relatable to me, where it was like, yeah, when I read the comic, I was like, "Why? I don't understand how you can love the embodiment of death," but I do understand the whole idea behind, hey, we gotta kill half the people because they are literally killing themselves. Like, they're taking their resources, they're doing things like this. It's very much a commentary on our own society right now, where it's like, hey, we have this climate change, and this global warming, this all happens because of humanity. Yeah, we're trying to stop it, but the reason that it's here is because of us, because of our growth and our demand for more unnecessary product and things like that. But it was really cool to see the amazing writing. But like, Thanos is honestly the best part of this movie to me, and Josh Brolin does a really, really good job, and everybody else does a really good job playing off of him, because when you think about it, the dude was in like a motion capture suit, and that can be difficult to act off of. Like, just imagine yourself trying to act off of something like that, with Josh Brolin's like a 6 foot something dude, but yet you have to play him like he's 10 foot or 12 foot, and that must have been really hard. But I applaud everyone in the movie for doing it, and doing it well. Alright, so let's talk about the action, because that is a big deal in this, and it's really, really fun, you guys. From the very beginning, we have some really, really cool stuff on the ship that Thor has with all his Asgardian people, and it starts off very dark. Like, I gotta admit, this movie goes into some dark places with what goes on in there, and I think that it does it really, really well. Just with the Marvel opening credit thing with their logo, with just hearing that Thor's like, we're under attack and all this crazy stuff, and I was like, okay, so we're starting off there. Like, we're literally picking up right after the end of Thor Ragnarok, which is fine, like, because when you think about it, that is the one that makes sense more than Black Panther, because Black Panther doesn't really have anything to do with the Infinity Stones or space or anything like that. Plus, Loki has the Tesseract, which was a reveal for Thor, and it was super funny because Thor was like, yeah, there you go. Like, he understood, because Thanos was like wrecked shop, and he was just holding up Thor, and he's like, where's the stone? And he was like, it was destroyed on Asgard, man, just like everything else there. And then Loki was like, yeah. And then Thor was okay with it, which is something that's really funny, because it's like Thor has grown accustomed to Loki doing mischievous things, and even Loki himself says he's the god of mischief, which is really, really cool. And then he's like, he doesn't give it to him yet, but like, they show that they have a Hulk, and it's pretty awesome. It's really fun because like, Hulk comes out, starts like punching Thanos, and it's like, oh, Hulk is there, yeah, we might win this, yeah. And then just Thanos, like, the Ebony Maw stops the Black Cauldron, I think his name is, but like the big Hulk looking dude for Thanos, the big Hulk looking jobber that Thanos has, he stops him, and he's like, let him have his fun. And I didn't know that he was, when he says that, I didn't know if he was talking about Hulk or Thanos, but then you quickly realize he was talking about Thanos, because Thanos, like, he gets, like, punched a lot of times, and then he, like, he does the whole supervillain, like, oh, he drew blood or whatever, and then he just, like, turns around, boom, starts like starts just dismantling Hulk, just like without the Infinity Stone, because at this point he already had the Power Stone. He like took it from Xandar and everything. So without the Infinity Stone, he just like straight up beat him John Wick style. Just like started punching him in the face. I think he like hit him in the neck. It was really awesome to see. It was really cool to see, like, because you didn't see them take over that ship that Thor had, and you didn't see him beat Thor, but it was super awesome to see him just establish how well equipped this character of Thanos is without the Infinity Stones, because he just tears up the Hulk, and it's pretty awesome to see Heimdall in there. Unfortunately, he dies, but he does use some kind of black magic or something to send Hulk back to Earth to warn Earth about Thanos and what's going on there. And then Thanos kills Loki, because Loki pulls out a dagger and he's like, haha, tries to kill Thanos. Boom, Thanos just crushes him like this between his fingers. It's pretty crazy. And like, this was kind of a thing that I had assumed, because we don't see Loki on Earth and we do see Hulk, in other parts with the Guardians of the Galaxy and everything, but like other than that one part with Loki on that ship, you don't really see him in any of the trailers. So I was like, makes sense, but it was still really good. It was like, dude, that's one of the best characters in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Thanos just like killed him like a bug. It was pretty cool to see. And then Thanos just blows up the ship. It's pretty awesome. Thanos just blows up their ship. Thor's out there in space floating somewhere. And then, we cut to Earth. And that's pretty much where all the Earth stuff starts. But that was pretty awesome, just to see Thanos take out the Hulk in such a way. And that just sets up for the rest of the story. The Hulk does not want to come out of Banner. And that's something that's really awesome, to see the Hulk. I don't know if he was scared, but every time Banner wanted him to come out, he just turn, half his head would turn green and be like, no. And so I assume that he's scared, which to me is pretty cool, because I know in the next one, dude is going to come back with a vengeance. Like, if you thought Thor came back with a vengeance, which, come on, Stormbreaker, one of the best things in the movie, but Hulk is going to come back with a vengeance. We might see something on the level of I don't want to say World Breaker Hulk, but we might see something on the level that we have never seen before from Hulk, where he's just vastly powerful. We might see that whole strongest one there is, with how angry he can get. It's going to be pretty awesome. But some of the other action stuff with Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man, all against the Ebony Maw and the Black Cauldron guy, that is really, really cool. It's so fun, because with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and Tony Stark, it's just, I love Tony Stark's new outfit, which our new nanotech Iron Man suit, which is amazing. But those scenes where you got the Ebony Maw doing absolutely crazy stuff, like in this, it looks like the Ebony Maw is better than Doctor Strange with what kind of magic and stuff he can do. But in later on, we get the amazing part where Spider-Man is like, hey, you ever seen this old movie, Aliens? And then Tony Stark just I don't want to hear another pop culture reference from you again. And it's so really fun to see. It was a direct callback to Aliens, where they blow a hole in the ship, the Ebony Maw gets sucked out, and then it's that shot from Aliens where it's like the Ebony Maw is in that same pose, dying out in space. It's pretty awesome. Couldn't do what Leia did in Last Jedi, because, she's Leia. He's the Ebony Maw. Who are we going to kill? Kid ourselves. She's way better. But some of the action is great. Some of the Thanos action. Not only the Hulk, but when they are on Titan, Thanos is a boss. I mean, using the Reality Stone to change things, using the power stone to literally blow up a moon and then start bringing the meteors down on Iron Man and Spider-Man. It is so cool to see stuff like that, because that stuff, honestly, that stuff is stuff like you only see in comic books, things like that. And for them to bring that out into the new movie and into, the theaters to see that, and it all looked really good. That's the thing. I can say this with not absolute certainty, but with some good certainty, that some of Marvel movies do not have the best of CGI when they have their fight scenes. Civil War, Black Panther looked a little weird. In Black Panther, in that train scene, that looked a little weird. At the very end of their ending fight. But I can honestly say that everything in this movie, every CGI, it all worked. It all looked good. And it's Marvel, dude. They spent all their money, they spent all the money that they needed to make this right, and it totally works out for the CGI part. Now, that end fight scene between, the Avengers and all their, real jobbers, they're 9-to-5 jobbers, they're 4-armed, I don't know what they are. They're not Chitauri, because they're all dead. I don't know what these aliens are called, the 4-armed bums, but they just got wrecked, Bruce Banner in the the Hulkbuster armor is really sick. Thor coming back with Stormbreaker, dude, that axe is huge. And the way that Groot puts the axe together with his own arm, cuts it off, and it's that's Stormbreaker. And Stormbreaker is one of the best weapons ever. It straight up beats the Infinity Gauntlet. Thor throws it down. Thanos using the Infinity Gauntlet to try and stop it. Boom, just straight beat the Infinity Gauntlet. Bam, straight into his chest. It was so awesome to see. I loved every part, every action scene you could think of, with whether it was I forget their name. The two other jobbers, the lady, Thanos's his general, the lady, and then that demon looking dude. When they're fighting Captain America, Scarlet Witch, and I think Falcon was there as well. When they're fighting them, that one looks amazing, because you just see Captain America in the shadow. The lady throws her spear, she catches it, and it's come on, what's up? Let's go. That's pretty sick to me. I think that was one of the better scenes in the thing, but just oh my goodness, there's so much to talk about. I know this review is going to be way long, but the movie's way long, and there's so much good stuff to talk about it. Yeah, it's so good. Oh my goodness, Stormbreaker. Stormbreaker is one of the best names, and that is Beta Ray Bill's hammer in the comic. And now it's an axe, but still. Dude, Stormbreaker's back. That thing is so amazing, and that is something that I want to come back in the next movie. I'll get on that in a minute. So now it's some speculation for the next movie, okay, you guys? Speculation for the next movie, because that is some of the best things we gotta do. That is something that I just feel like I do have to do. And one thing that I do want to come back is Peter Dinklage's character and that forge, the forge in the heart of a dying star. If Peter Dinklage's character is still alive after the snap, I feel like we gotta go back there with Thor and do some other stuff and make, maybe Hulk some armor, or make Tony some armor. Dude, that would be so sick if Tony got some armor on, maybe not on the level of Stormbreaker, but some armor that is, worthy of the gods and things like that. That is something that I would love to see come back. Maybe give Captain America a shield from that place, a shield with some crazy lightning powers or something. I don't know, but I just would love to see that come back. Maybe give Bucky Barnes or something. I don't know. Somebody's got to do. I feel like that is one of the ways you take out Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, because we saw Stormbreaker straight up beat the Infinity Gauntlet head to head. Stormbreaker won. And so I feel like we should go back there, make a couple more weapons, maybe a shield for Cap, maybe some armor for Iron Man. That would be so sick. It would just be it would be crazy. I think that would be something that's so amazing. I don't know how they're going to resolve this. I don't know what's going to happen. I do know that we have our original Avengers now, and they're going to focus on them for the next part of the next movie, because pretty much everyone dies, except for like our original Avengers, Cap, Iron Man, who are we talking about? Cap, Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, Scarlett Johansson's character of Black Widow, Hulk, Thor, Hawkeye, like just gone, just gone. Just like Kaiser Soze, he's just gone. At first, on that, in the very end, when we were going to see that farm that Thanos is in at the very end of the movie, I thought that was going to be Hawkeye, and just like I thought we were going to get one of the I thought that we were going to zoom in, we were going to go into Hawkeye's little farmhouse, and it was going to be Hawkeye watching his kids just wither away, and that would have been so, like, to me, oh my goodness, tears. It would have been like Schindler's List all over again. It would have been so, like, that would have really got the heartstrings. I'm glad we got the Thanos that's straight out of the comics on the farm, just looking off into a sunset, smiling for the first time in the movie. Yeah, I thought that, like, the whole Hawkeye watching his kids die, that would have been amazing to me. Ant-Man, gone. Just maybe didn't see him. He was super small, fighting some four-legged people. Yeah, but, like, for the most part, in the next one, Carol Danvers, too. Carol Danvers is Captain Marvel, dude. The setup in that end, the great Samuel L. Jackson. Mother... And then he just whisks away. It was super awesome. Oh man, I want the next one so bad. I want to see what happens. I want to know what the name of the next one is. Like, that's something. It'll, like, a lot of people throwing around Avengers Assemble, which would be nice, but that's kind of lame compared to Infinity War. It's like Infinity War, Avengers Assemble. Avengers Assemble was like a TV show that was like a cartoon TV show. Anyway, I know this has gone on for way too long, but it's long. It's like 2 hours. I think it's 2 hours, 29 minutes, something like that. I think when I checked it, it was like 149 minutes. So 2 hours, 29 minutes. I loved every second of it. It was super awesome. And one of the things that's super awesome is usually at the end of Marvel movies, you see this person will return in Avengers, or this person will return. Or the Avengers will return. It was like, nope, Thanos will return. It was super cool to see that. And it was like, yup, this dude is the main character. And hopefully, honestly, I would love for him to be the main character of Avengers 4, but we'll see when that comes out. But that's my thoughts on it. I know I'm not going to get super deep into the movie, but there's just so much in this movie. I would love to do like a long video, but I know nobody's going to watch that long of a video. So I try to keep this one as short as possible. Sorry if it was longer than you expected, but hey, crazy movie. There's a lot to talk about, but that's just my thoughts on it. I want to know what you think about this movie, and any speculation you have on the future. Please, okay, so this is a spoiler review, so I assume if you click on this, then you have seen it, so I guess spoilers will be fine in the comment section down below. Not that anybody comments on my videos anyways, I get like 2 views, it's okay. But if you do want to comment a spoiler, I think it's fine. I'm gonna put spoiler at the in the title, so people better know if they click on a spoiler video and get spoiled. I think that it's kind of their fault, so don't worry about putting spoilers in the comment section down below. Do be careful with tweeting and on the Facebook page. Please be careful with that. I will block you if you spoil things. Actually, no, I won't block you on Twitter. What you should do is, if you want to tweet me with some spoilers, go ahead and put Avengers spoilers in all caps at the beginning of the tweet, so that people understand, not that it's just like, oh, Loki dies, or, Heimdall dies, or, any one of the other Avengers dies. Like, yeah, I think that would be a good thing. Just put Avengers spoilers in all caps at the beginning of your tweet, and then go ahead, do that. On the Facebook page, do that again. Avengers spoilers, and then go ahead. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I cannot wait. I hope you can't wait, and I hope we can talk about more movies in the future. Thank you for watching the video. have a nice day. Why did I say have a nice... Anyway, thank you for watching this video.